I'm Matt Shivers, voice actor and sound designer.
Hi, I'm Lukeman. I'm one of the program producers for Pens to Lens.
So before we open up for questions, we want to tell you a little bit about Pens to Lens because it's a program that we just started in Champaign, Illinois, and we're super excited about it. That movie was written by 3 6th grade girls from our town. We had a screenwriting competition over February last year. We had about 120 submissions from a not particularly large town, so we were pretty happy with that. Made 9 movies. Local filmmakers picked scripts and produced them, and this was ours. We did it again this year. We had even more submissions. We are making 22 movies that are going to be screening in just a couple of weeks. Anne, do you want to talk a little more about Pens to Lens?
I feel like you just said everything I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but basically it's for K through 12 students. We set up kind of a little curriculum that teachers can use in their classrooms if they want to make a unit out of it. We also had filmmakers visiting classrooms in the entire East Central Illinois area. Champaign-Urbana is an area of about, 100, 120, maybe 150,000 people in the metro area. So we opened it up to small towns around there too. And yeah, we've gotten the area filmmaking community, really involved in teaching young kids that they can make movies too, which we think is really exciting, given the fact that DSLR technology has allowed filmmaking to basically happen anywhere, anytime, with whatever resources you have around.
Any questions about the movie or the program? Yeah, you just pointed. Sorry. Man in the back, thank you.
Did you film it on DSLR?
Yes, that was shot on a T3i, I believe. Yeah. They were not on set. I invited them to come and see some of the stop motion in progress, but they weren't able to make it. But so we met them for the first time at the premiere, and I think they liked it.
Last year we were kind of dumb. We had the scripts due on March 1st, and then we set the date for the gala in late May. So we threw together the screening, and we made 9 films in like 6 weeks.
It was pretty intense. We gave ourselves a lot more time this year, which is one of the reasons we have 22 movies instead of 9.
And we had a lot more kids being able to visit sets and help on sets this year because we spread it out through the whole summer.
We had this year, one of the shorts I directed, we actually had the writers cameo in their own movie, and I think Anne, you had
my writer's in my movie too. Yeah. I think we had a question over here.
Where'd you get the kid actors?
So the little girl was the daughter of another local filmmaker, and she is the filmmaker actually helped out a lot with finding kids to act in movies this year. She actually
She did an audition.
Yeah,
she coordinated
a mass audition
process.
for local kids to come and read, and then gave the files to the filmmakers to look through and maybe do some callbacks or just cast straight off of those. The little boy was actually the 2-year-old son of one of my co-workers. We just needed a somewhat cooperative 2-year-old, which this one didn't turn out to be. It took 40 minutes to get him to put on the lab coat. Actually, funny story about that. So his dad, absolute genius. So he comes in, and he has been talking this up to his son for a week. You're going to go and you're going to wear Thomas's coat. He's got a coat for you. It's great, and you get to be in this scene. And so he got all excited for wearing Thomas's coat. And he comes in, and we have the lab coat, and he just looks crestfallen. Turns out he thought it was Thomas the Tank Engine coat. And so he was just absolutely crestfallen about this whole situation. And so we were trying to figure out how to get him to, actually put the coat on. And his dad figured it out. What he did was, we were just sitting around chatting, and he sort of plants the idea in his son Teddy's head that, you're looking kind of warm. Do you want to take that shirt off? And he's like, yeah, okay. And so, a little 2-year-old kind of sitting around, and then his dad's like, oh, your train set's out in the car. Do you want to go get that? And he's like, yeah. And so they go out to the car to get the train set, and he's like, oh, you look really chilly. without your shirt on. We should get this coat on you. And so he puts the coat on and he was happy as anything. So it just, it took a few steps to get there, but his dad got him there. Yes? The music was written by a guy named Eric Watkins, who I actually met while we were filming this at a local film fest, and he was interested in doing scores for movies. And it turns out he's really, like, Danny Elfman is kind of his hero, and so the fact that I was working on this kind of Tim Burton-esque sort of project was absolutely perfect. And so he did this amazing score for us. He actually scored. He worked on 7 movies. He did the score flat out, made the score for 6 of the movies this year. So the guy's in
like a week, right?
Yeah, people got in drafts really late, and so he just took off work for 3 days and just cranked out these scores, and they're amazing. I have no idea how he does it. But yeah, we are very, very lucky to have Eric Watkins helping out with the program.
That's really the great thing about this community that we have, is now he's part of our group, Champaign Movie Makers. We are continuously finding like-minded people in our area and pulling them into our organization. It's really strengthening our group, an already strong group. We just keep finding, it's a very arts-centric area in which we come. We're very lucky for that.
Yeah, Champaign-Urbana is where the University of Illinois is, so it's a big college campus town, so there's a lot of arts supportive people, which is a really nice place to be.
Yeah?
Can you talk about the decision to do the rabbit in stop motion?
So I like doing stop mo. It was one of the reasons that I picked the script in the first place. I mean, the story clicked with me really well because it was just adorable in this weird twisted sort of way. Like, you have this super cute little girl going and looking in the toilet, and then you have little throwaway lines like the fact that this family has a punishment room. They have a room called the punishment room.
There are other issues here at work.
It's never touched upon again, and I don't know. And another part about the script that I actually had to cut because it was just not going to be feasible to have this little touch that I absolutely loved. But when she first goes into her little brother's room, in the script, then there is a little hunchback doll playing an organ in the corner, and she looks over and says, "Oh, that's where Hugo went." And then it's never mentioned again. And so the fact that it didn't really tie into the plot made it hard to justify the effort in getting a tiny organ and a little hunchback doll playing it. But yeah, so stop motion. It is actually one of the things that got me into filmmaking when I was really little, is making Lego animation. So it's been part of my filmmaking style for a long time, and being able to go to Goodwill and buy a stuffed rabbit for 10 cents and then just dissect it and put in an aluminum wire armature and reassemble it to this posable puppet. I wanted to bring it, but then I don't think it would survive the flight.
You get questions by TSA too, I think.
Yeah, probably. It's like, what is this in your bag?
It's my stuffed bunny.
Full of wires.
Full of wires.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like the aesthetic that it gives, especially for this sort of script that has that sort of cute, creepy kind of feel to it. That slight jerkiness of stop mo, and the fact that it is an actual physical rabbit that is coming to life on screen adds so much to it in my mind.
Tom's kind of being shy. I think he and his wife Becky, who is out there, have done several clay-based stop-motion animation shorts that are really, really good, including Bedtime for Timmy, which you can find online at YouTube and has played at a lot of film festivals.
Any other questions? Anybody? Yeah?
Is it also available on YouTube?
Yes, Fluffystein is on YouTube.
And you can find all the other Pens to Lens shorts on YouTube as well. Penstolens.com will take you there. And in about 2 weeks, we'll have 22 more films you can look at.
Yep. Any other questions?
Is there anything we want to highlight? Is there anything we want to highlight about the production or about?
That was my kitchen.
What?
That was my kitchen.
The house in that was actually made up of 4 different locations. We didn't have one house that was perfect, so we used Anne's kitchen and my parents' house for some of the more Victorian, so the exteriors were my parents' house. Another local filmmaker, Mike Trappetti, has donated his house to so many productions, and so that's where the little girl's room was, and the bathroom, I think, and, let's see. And then my apartment at the time was the location of the lab. It already looked like an evil lab anyway, so I just kind of brought in some little kid stuff to scatter around, and that sold it.
The dog looked totally fake.
The actress was actually terrified of dogs. She was also terrified of cats. I had a cat in my apartment when we were shooting, and we had to have it closed off in the bathroom on another floor for her to even operate. And I made the mistake of trying to use that to motivate her to, give a good, fearful performance. And so, at one point when she was supposed to be giving a scared reaction to, seeing her brother doing things, then I'm like, okay, pretend like the cat is in here, and she just bursts out crying. And it was 15 minutes before her mom could calm her down. Like, okay, I can't work with kids. Other than that, like by the end, that was like the first day, which is setting the tone great. But apart from that, she was just a joy to work with. Like one of the big things with kids is that they get distracted really easily. But if we were needing to set up lights and it was taking a while, then she'd just sit there where we needed her to be, and she would stay there. And when we needed her to do something, she'd do it. When she didn't have to be in front of the camera, then she'd go and sit in the corner and read, and she was there when we needed her, and it was great. And she was just wonderful to work with, unless there was a cat there.
Or the mention of a cat.
Or the mention of a cat, yeah. We had a speech code, no mentions of cats. Anything else? All right, well, thank you all for coming. Thanks for watching. Have a good con.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.